Good morning and welcome to Start Your Day with Dr. A 5-minute inspirational to get your day off to an amazing start. We're continuing talking about our image and identity and the fact that we're worshipers. And we read the verse yesterday from Romans 12:1. And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable. Now listen to what he says lastly. This is truly the way to worship him. This is truly the way to worship him. You know, during the tenure, there was a great orator of early years. His name was Henry Ward Beecher, a great preacher, Henry Ward Beecher. And at his church, a visiting minister once substituted for him. You know, Beecher was very popular, but he was gone, and a visiting minister came as a substitute, and a large audience had already assembled to hear Beecher. Remember, this is back in the day, so there's no social media to say he's not coming. So there's a large audience already there assembled to hear the great preacher. And when that substitute pastor or preacher stepped into the pulpit, several disappointed listeners began to move away and began to move toward the exit. They got up to leave. And that's when that minister stood up and he said this loudly. He said, all who have come here today to worship Henry Ward Beecher may now withdraw from the church. But all who have come to worship God, keep your seats. You get it? You and I are to worship God and God alone. No person, no individual gets that kind of worship for us because our worship incorporates everything that we are. Jeremy Lin's a basketball player, and he said this. He said, when you think about your relationship with Christ, it really just affects every aspect of your life. I think a lot of people try to segment off like, this is church, Lynn said. So this is God. This is my daily life, and this is my job. But I think that true faith or worship is when your faith manifests itself in every single aspect of your life. As a professional basketball player, Jeremy Lin saw playing basketball as an act of worship as well. Listen, true worship encompasses everything we do. It is not segmented off. In fact, every action, good or bad, is an act of worship to one God or another. A lot of times worship for the believer today has become solely about prayer or Bible reading or serving or evangelism or even giving or any other acts of church-related holiness or piety. But you know what? True worship also includes how we work at our secular jobs, how we treat our spouse and children and friends, how we steward God's money and time and talents, basically how we live our lives from day to day. That's an incredible concept that will really not only change your life, but it'll add fulfillment to your life. When you know that God sees and honors even the little things, and they become acts of worship for him today. Here is your call to action. As you go throughout your day, not in fear, but in faith, I want you to think about the little things that people may overlook. That kind word you said, the kind thing you did, the way you're simply being diligent about what you do. I want you to know those are acts of worship, and take time to reflect on those and let them be acts of worship to God. And your whole life becomes that. What an awesome life. That's going to end it for a day. Of course, if you want more, you can always go to inbetweenfamily.org. I'll see you tomorrow on Start Your Day with Dr. A.